Always, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that bell to be notified for future videos.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the fish tank. I am Cole, and you guys can see me today. I wanted to do something a little different, change it up a little bit, and you guys can see my emotion when I'm dogging. So, guys, what we're working on today is a 1983 Chevy Silverado made by Hot Wheels. And my plan is to put a Rusty and Resto mod touch to it. Let's jump into today's video. Let's jump into this one, guys. So, the first thing that we did for this car was what we always do. It was tap and drill the car apart. So, as you see here, we are drilling, and as you guys just saw the sign, safety first. Make sure you always use your eyeglasses and your safety gloves, just to protect you and to keep you safe, obviously. So this car was pretty simple to take apart, believe it or not. Really no difficulties, and it was just an easy teardown, I would have to say. So next thing you see here is we have our tapping process. So I did the front and the back. And guys, remember, use lube or some type of oil, because you do not want that piece to break off in the thing you just drilled out, would you? Anyways, so once you do this, then you will move on to the screws, obviously, and then you're going to see that here in a minute, so give it a sec. So as you see here, I'm just drilling it out. It's all drilled out, it's all tapped, it's all good to go. And we have our little button head screws that we always use, and we're just putting them in. Alright guys, while I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you the plan for this car. So, it's a new year, new truck, and I thought it would be a cool idea to take this Silverado that's been sitting on my workbench for a while and turn it into a Rusty Resto mod. So how I'm going to do that is I'm pretty much going to put nicer rims and tires, as you saw at the beginning, and I'm going to then make it rusty. That's the short end of the stick, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. After we do that and tap it and put all the screws in, like I've said 1,000 times, we're going to put it in the stripper. As you see here, there's a big Mercedes randomly into the chum bucket. The chum bucket's actually in a bucket today, and I know, it's weird. But that's for a different project for a different day. I don't want to say too much because I think it's awesome. If you guys want to see updates on that video, please just go check out my Instagram. That is at Cuda's Diecast Customs on Instagram. Once that car did was in the stripper, we're going to now move on to the base. So as you see here, we got our mock wheels up, and they didn't fit. Obviously, they didn't fit. So what I did was I grabbed a file, and I pretty much just dug a little bit just to give it enough room to make it bigger. Did this on the front and back. All I wanted to do was give it enough room to, you know, fit in there so the car could roll. After this, guys, we're going to move on to my favorite segment, super clean strip down. And what you guys see here is the whole base goes into the super clean, obviously. And this car actually took, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes to strip.
Meanwhile, back in the fish tank.
So once we're done with that, we're going to move on to, obviously, the truck's stripped and the base is painted and the wheels are attached. So that's really cool. And in this stage of the game, I just really wanted to show like a mock stage of the truck. It looks really cool, and I think this is one of the best looking trucks that I've done so far, and it's only the beginning, you know. We've only been doing this for so long, and it shows that practice does make perfect, and you can really make something cool if you put time and effort into it. So that's my words of wisdom for today. So this is the next part. So after the truck was obviously taken apart and out of the stripper, we're going to move on to our cleaning process. So we grabbed our wire brush as usual, and as the look is of it, I really need to replace that thing. That thing is getting pretty worn out. But there was really nothing up with this truck really. There was no casting lines. It was clean, and it really just cleaned up pretty easy and pretty quick, I would have to say. So as you see here, I tapped the little too far with the drill bit, and my idea for this was I wanted to take a little piece of scrap, I think it was like tin from a can, and I wanted to just add it on the back, like it was like a rust patch or something. So I thought that would be a little bit creative and a little bit different from what others might do with that situation. A tip that I would use is, guys, don't over drill on these because they will go through every time. Trust me. So what we're doing here now is we're going to tape off the bed. And this was a 3-part paint job, believe it or not. So we're going to paint the cab in regular primer. And then we're going to paint the bed in this like brown rust protective primer. Like you guys see it all the time on like resto mod builds and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. If my Siri goes off, I apologize. So that's the plan. And then on the hood, I wanted to make it black, so it looked like some of the truck was replaced, but majority of it wasn't, and it was just a started project that someone stopped along the way. So as you see here, we're just covering it up still, and I used a lot of tape. I didn't want any bleeding, but sadly, I didn't get that lucky. I'm not Jim Silva. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not Jim Silva. I'm not the tape in prime and rattle can king. I'm just me. I'm just doing me, you know. So as you see here, guys, the cab is in primer, and we're just gonna do the complete opposite of what we just did, and we're gonna cover up the cab. So obviously, no brown paint gets on it. So doing so, I cut a lot of this car out of the clip, and I apologize for that. That was me just doing me, and I really wasn't paying much attention to what was going on in my surroundings, and I kind of just cut it all off, and that was on me. So, and honestly, I won't lie to you guys. There was a lot to this build that I thought was going to go right, but went wrong. And I kind of just left it as it is because why the heck not? So once we're going to let the truck drive, because that brown paint actually took a while to dry, we're going to go down to our details on our car. And what I decided to do on this one was I wanted to do all the accent pieces, obviously. And we did the exhaust, the gas tank, mufflers, pretty much anything that was popping out on the bottom, we did and we covered. So that was pretty cool. And then also when it came to the front end, we only had to do one bumper for this car, and that was awesome. We only had to do the front bumper and part of the headlights for this truck, and a bit of the trim around the front there. You'll see it at the end of the video, but it was one of those things just like the more details the better, you know. And I wanted to try to make as many details on this truck pop. So that was like the main goal, I would have to say. Main goal. So as you see here, a lot of footage is gone. Sadly, my phone died, and this is where it's at. So I did use my powders, as I always do. You guys know what I do. Dirt first, and then rust. And it came out pretty cool. And then once this was all done, we moved on to decals, as you see here. And then once we put decals on, we moved on to clear coating it with that matte clear that I used. Remember, guys, you can go get matte clear from rattle cans, or
so the decals I use for my
use it in your air gun, or whatever you want to do. But I like to use rattle cans. I just think it's easier, and also won't lie, I do not have a compressor to use a air gun, so it kind of limits me to only
and then on the rear,
rattle cans.
put
So
not for hire.
kind of sucks, but
Of course, on the other
what are you gonna do? It's what I can afford right now,
SoMo
and when the
at
time
the end.
comes,
So
hopefully soon we will move
I feel really bad for not doing this
airbrush.
process,
So that's pretty cool.
but
Anyways, guys,
it happens,
let's
and that was
wrap
my
this
bad.
up. I'm kind of just showing you guys the face of the car here, as you see,
Let's move
and
on
let's go
to
see
our
what we
final
started with,
assembly.
you know? So this is what we started with. This was our 1983 Dodge. Oh my gosh. Our 1983 Chevy Silverado, and we had our prep wheels in the back, and overall this was a cool casting in my opinion. It was cool to begin with. The decals were awesome, the paint was cool, and even the yellow glass was awesome. It honestly worked for my end result anyway, so kudos to me. I believe this truck needed a lot of work, you know, overall when it came to details, but other than that, this is what we finished with, guys. So as you see here, the truck is much lower. We did the headlights and taillights of the truck, and we also did all the accents. So as you see there, I put a not for hire decal in the back. That was very cool. Thank you, Chuck Ellis, for providing this. And then we put the Cuda's Diecast Customs logo on the side. I think this truck turned out awesome. What do you guys think? Also, guys, let me know what you guys think of this face thing. I'm going to try to make it work out, and if it doesn't work out, we won't do it again, but I just wanted to see how this would work on this video. So, guys, as always, thank you for stopping by the fish tank, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.